Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasou here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. And I have a special guest, as you see in the corner of the webcam, my cat Cosmo. He's really always right next to my desk, so whenever I want to do work, I have cards on the table, he likes to jump up. I've had a couple cards become mod play for very preventable reasons because of him, but he's joining us today. It's always nice to get a different opinion. If he's not in the shot, it's gonna look really, really weird. But welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch, guys. Smash that like button if you enjoy this video. 100 likes would be great. Subscribe if you're not already. If you're buying anything on TCG Player, please use my link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. All my socials like Twitter, Insta, in the description below. Thank you to all my YouTube channel members. If you want me to go over any cards, let me know in the comment section of this Market Watch, so I could go over it in the next Market Watch. Stream tomorrow, gonna have a special guest as well. Gonna have a poll on who it is, actually, because I want to give you guys a little hint. But we're gonna get right into this. Marionette or Might from Structure Deck Zombie Horde. You guys probably have a couple of these lying around and have seen this 2 or 3 times in your life. And you might be wondering, why is this bought out? Why is this a $3 common? Well, the reason being is because it's seeing a lot of play in very competitive events like YCSs and regional. It was actually in some top deck profiles, including what won Brazil, I believe, first place. I might be wrong about that, but I've seen a lot of deck lists where this was in the side. And the reason being is because it's really good against Unchained. It's also played against Labyrinth and Dark World, so it has variety. So if this is in your side deck, it combats quite a few things, but it's mostly because of Unchained. This card also does not target, because you discard this card to the graveyard to take control of one face-up fiend or zombie monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn, which is great. It can use its effects, all of that. And the reason this is also really good is because in the mirror match, if you're able to take a certain Unchained monster and then you use its effects for your own, like let's say you take their Link 4, it's really good. It's going to swing the favor into you, and you're going to might be winning the duel just off this one card, which is awesome. Very, very good card overall. It has some other common printings like the first zombie structure deck. And then you got your Strike of Neos here. You got light plays for about $3 here. First sets are what, maybe 3, 4? Yeah, 3.5. So if you have these lying around, you got a little bit of money. Fiendish Rhino Warrior, super rare. I wanted to check back on this. These were like 22s. Now they've settled down to about 14 for a super rare, which is a lot better. This card was always around $5 to $8, give or take. So I knew it was going to go up eventually because it's just a good card. A lot of people are also playing it as the tour guide target. As well, because the card's sent to the graveyard. You can send a fiend type monster from your deck to the graveyard as well, so you get to load up the grave with whatever you want. It's also an old school Burning Abyss card. I mention that every single time I go over this card, because whenever you see a card, the first time you see a card use a strategy, that's the immediately thing you're going to think about when you see that card, even like years later. You'll think of, oh, the first time I saw this card was when it was played in X deck, right? So every time I look at Fiendish Rhino Warrior, I always think about Burning Abyss. You got your rares as well at about $5. Commons about the same thing as well. So another bulk card if you have it. Good job. Stardust Dragon. Now, I have to go over these tins because there's actually been quite a bit of movement here. About $10 for this. Now, I always thought this card was going to be $10. In fact, I answered a comment, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago on my last video, where I was talking about the tins were a flop. And while there was so many amazing comments, a lot of discussion, we got like 100 comments, by the way, on that. Well, I guess it counts replies, so let's say, 70, 75, because I try to respond to as many comments as possible. We did get a few people who are, and I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can't read, but I didn't know they can't listen either, who are just brain dead. Quite a few dumb people in that comment section, actually, but one of you, and this wasn't one of the dumb people, said, hey, I thought Stardust Dragon was going to be around, $7, $8. I thought maybe about $10, $11 because this is Stardust. It looks great. A lot of people would want it. And I was like, maybe it's because a lot are floating around $7, $7. If these drop to 3 or 4, I'd definitely go grab them. Well, it looks like they're rebounding about $10 right now. I don't blame people. I mean, this is such a gorgeous looking card. I have the Starlight Rare personally, and I prefer that, but this still looks almost just as amazing. So, and it's only $10. So with that price difference, I know what I'm getting. Now there is a new king for the top card in the mega packs. Now, this is $10, $11 for Druid Worm. Not only are people speculating that Magna Hut is going to go to 1, including myself, but Druid Worm is actually better in the format, and as well as people are kind of gearing up to play 3 Druid Worm, 1 Magna Hut, if the ban list calls for that. Because, hey, if we get a ban list and someone like a casual player spent $100 on these singles, and it turns out that their $100 goes to 50, 40 quite quickly, or maybe even worse, maybe a little better, it's going to suck quite a bit there. Garura, $10. I told people this was the only card I think you should have got. I said that in my last Market Watch when it was $5, $6, which wasn't even that bad still, but 3 or 4 was a lot better. Now it's $10. Lubellion, $10. Also, even with buyouts, we cannot have a card that is worth half the tin price. Granted, that tins are $22, $10.73, rounded up to 11. If you want to give it to them, that's fine. But we should have a chase card that is over $22 in the tin. We've had that every single year. It's crazy. The fact that some people were so stupid to think I'm against reprints when I was talking about the last tin, it's just bonkers to me. Like, why would I not be against, why would I hate this tin and not the last tin and the tin before that? Oh, almost like I explained in the video, but you didn't get past the title. Huh, crazy. $10 for your Fenrir. You got Saronniers at $6. I think that's way too much. That's stupid. Rights, this was about $6, $7. Now it's went up to $5 here. I don't think Right's going to hold a lot of money because we got a print of this card that was holding about $8, $9 literally a month ago, and then they reprint it like a month later. Again, wasted slot, but hey, your Rights are going to be super cheap. Regulus is at $5. I think that's pretty good. Illusions at $4. I knew that was going to go down. Magna Hut's about $5. Sophia's holding a little bit. I actually told people Exo Scissors aren't that bad of getting. I just think the deck is boring because it's very, very linear. And I've actually tried the deck, and while I love the aesthetic and I like what the deck does, I just don't find the deck fun to play. So that's why I opt out of it. But it's not a bad deck to actually play overall. And if you got it when right away when I said, hey, all these $1 cards might not be bad to get, especially because the Excess Sisters were short print. That made the rounds. And you're even seeing stuff like Ellis, which, by the way, you can get like a 10-cent super. So if you are really on a budget and you're like, wow, I want to spend $20, $25 on a budget Exo Sister deck, now I got to spend more. Well, you could kind of cut Ellis and be like, instead of spending $10 to $12 on a set, I could spend maybe $1, right, on supers. So just throwing that out there. Karma Cannon, I mean, Pearly's pretty good this format. It's starting to do better as well. I wonder if, and this is just something I want to throw out there, and I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you guys think that sometimes putting cards in OTS makes people more inclined to play them? Because I feel like Pearly was very popular, but the ulti made, like, because some people would pull, like, 2 ulti of the new cat, and they'd be like, huh, maybe I should try Pearly, and maybe they fall in love with the deck, right? And I know Power Filter, which was printed as a common, started seeing quite a bit of play, and it had a very recent printing. I think people read the card and really liked it. Getting the original Super Bot out, which was always a pretty decent card, actually. But yeah, Karmaken, $4. Blazing Cartesia, $4. Very good price for Cartesia. Is this card going to be the one to get hit and branded? I personally don't think so. Could it go down if Branded gets hit? Obviously. I think either Albion's going to get hit. Some people said Branded Fusion. It's a possibility, of course, but I think it's probably going to be Albion. I think that's why a lot of people are saying the best hit is as well. Blitz Dragon at 4. Now, I would keep an eye on this card because I don't have confirmation it's short print, but I've not seen many people like pull these out of their tins. I've seen a lot of people open up, say, like 10 cases, and I've seen, I think the one guy who got 10 cases pulled 3 of these, and other people just didn't get them, but I didn't research this card too much, so it could be short print. Price is reflecting it. Really cool looking card for sure. Welcome Labyrinth, about $3. Again, Runic Tip, $3. Ariana, 3. Pax, 3. Venture, 2. 2 for the Muckracker. So, you know, the value's bouncing up a little bit. Ariana's are 2s. This card, Device Zeus, I want to talk about this very quickly. This is also seeing play because people are taking this card in and another card. in order to make this card, and it is really, really strong. It also was a big money card in Battles of Chaos with DDE players wanting it, and it was always holding $4 or $5 then, and now it has more meta relevance. Secrets are $2. This was like 40 cents. And this is short print. I know that for a fact. I know a lot of people were opening up cases and they couldn't find them. Even the ultra rare, right? And remember, this card was anywhere from $4 to max $8, right? For the long time, sometimes dipping to $2.5, $3, but not for long. The ultra is $5 going up to $7, going up to $8. So the original print isn't suffering because it's seeing a lot of play right now. So if you have this secret, or you're thinking about getting these secrets before they skyrocket, it's not bad at all. Savares, the Ancient Ascended, is getting bought out. Now the reason why people play this is the first half, which is basically during either player's turn, your player activates a card effect that targets a monster. If this was this would be even a crazier as an effect, but it has to target a monster. So that you could discard this card and negate the activation. It does not negate or destroy either. And that's why a lot of people are playing this. Right now, unlimiteds are about $9, going up to $16 for your first edition. So getting bought out even more. People are playing this against Unchained because a lot of their pops do target. You do have cheaper versions, so you have ultras at about $1, which you also have rares, so you have those. But if I were you guys, just in case this card flies off, or just to have a set, ultras look clean. If you don't want to get secrets, ultras look very clean at what, $1 here? Not bad at all. Maybe $2. So set for 5, 6 isn't bad. But if you don't think this card's really worth it, but you really want to attempt playing it, you literally got the rares for in the couch sense money. That's a weird way of putting it, but basically change you find out of your couch. Fenrir, not even holding 30s anymore. Good job. Woohoo. Then we have Ronin Tone. I actually want to go over this because this card could come back. Especially if they hit Sprite properly, which I would actually really like that. I just think the deck's been along for too long. Now, near mint and light play started about $3. Remember, this card was $20 to $30 at one point for a very long time. And the cheapest these usually were about 10 cheapest, right? They do go up to about 7, 8 here, but if you go just near mint, 17 listings here, going up to $13, $14 for your Super Ronin Totens. I would definitely get this card while you can. Very cheap. And this card, I think it could come back more than likely, but if it doesn't, because it is using older formats and this is the highest printing, it could go up as well. Now, if you want a little penny stock version of this, I'm kind of curious on the comments at 30 cents, but I just think you guys should get these supers. I think even at $8, it's a good buy. It's a more risky at $8, but if you get a light or near mint play at near mint, version of this card at 3 to 6, that'd be great. Also, guys, if I look tired or I'm stuttering a little bit, I'm sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night, and I had to work really, really early on a lot of stuff. My hands are tired. My eyes are tired, so I'm sorry about that. Harp Horror, super rares. Scar has to come back eventually, right? $8 for your super rares. Yeah, dings at about $40. Honestly, no better time to get ding than at 40. Girsu, secret rares. This has 31 listings, and that's just with verified on. If you go near mint, it's 24. 7, going up to $10. I would get these cheaper copies while you can. This is actually a fantastic card. And if we get Harpor at 1, it'll be like the deck won't be as strong as Toss format. It's just you have an amazing normal summon with this being the card, right? And you can also treat it as a tuner, which is really, really cool. Depending on your opponent's field and all that. Really, really cool. Now, Gateway of the 6 here. Now, I want to talk about this because there's been some movement on this card. If we go near mint, light play, and then we go without photos, we have 16 listings left. That is very scary, especially because Stardust Overdrive is not only an older set, but it does not have first edition boxes. So first ed's very rare from Stardust Overdrive without even and I don't have the first ed filter on, right? Light play is okay, $2 going up to $4. It's a little hard to see the shipping possibly. $4, $6, right? Cards quickly going up, right? And on the next page, you finally get the first eds, right? And by the way, this super was always like $1. 23. A lot of money for a super rare, but hey, it's 6 Samurai. I don't want to admit it, but I get the price. I just don't think it's worth it. 25 and 55 for a near mint, right? And people are kind of eating these up a lot. Like a lot of movement in August specifically. With September, a little bit of play as well. So a lot of first ed mod play. French for $10. People are buying French mod plays for $10. Yeah, this card can sell for over $10. I would get these unlimited while you can for OG prints, but if this card does come back to 2 or 3, which by the way would make a big difference, you do have some cheaper copies. You have all these commons for days, but you got the super from Spirit Warriors, which it was nice. It's got another holographic printing, 50 cents. But I would just get the unlimited supers from Stars Overdrive because they just look a lot nicer. They're a lot older of a printing, and if you don't like cards printed in that era because they have a distinct feel, hey, you could get to possibly make some money. Legendary 6 Samurai Shien Storm of Ragnarok. We got ultras over here for pretty cheap actually. $3 here going up to $4. Even for unlimited, that's quite good. First ed's about $5.50 for light play. Near mints are about $9 going up to 14, 15. I personally would just get these light plays or whatever for about $5, $6, $7. But $15 is kind of what I would expect for this card, even light play, just because of that first edition stamp. 21 listings, not a bad card to get for not only some older formats, especially if 6 Samurai, because 6 Samurai is a beloved deck. We even have, I think, the biggest YouTuber is Team Samurai at the moment, subscriber-wise. He named his whole channel after 6 Samurais. I don't know if he still loves the deck as much as he does, but hey, a lot of people do. So, not a bad card. You got ultis here at about, unlimiteds are 19. I really can't complain about that. 19, 25 for near mint. That's, well, not even 24. That's actually really cheap. First ed's obviously a lot more. 64 here. I actually think an unlimited at 20. If you guys want to go grab that, it's not bad at all. Like I expected first ed's around 50 to 70, right? Maybe 80s, right? Knowing how old this card is. With unlimited, it's probably being around 40s, right? Maybe a mid 30s, but 22, kind of low. Not bad to get an unlimited here. You got secrets though at $3. So if you want your budget one, hey, $3. It's not bad to stock up on a couple Shiens. Gravekeeper's Inscription from Photon Hypernova. Now, I always talk about this card being too cheap at $2 or $3. Neither player can activate cards effects in the graveyard, banish cards from the graveyard, or special summon from the graveyard, right? Now, unfortunately, since it's not a quick play, you have to activate this during your turn. But hey, it could stop your opponent from doing crazy stuff, right? Right now, about $10 here, $12. This card was always really, really good. That's why I told people, hey, $2, $3 might be worth getting a set or two. And if you did, congrats, you made a lot of money. And you have your great side deck card. Card Divination, Power of the Elements. $48.50. I, again, feel like Konami still should have put Power of the Elements in the tins as well. I think that would have helped them. That is like the one thing I didn't mention in that video, but the people complaining about that video didn't make it past 2 minutes anyway. Like, I actually had to control copy them, like, please refer to point 2 or 3, because people were so stuck on point 1 about how I literally told people, hey, reprinting Starlights, not a good idea. Explained why, right? Oh, well, that's how collectors lost. Oh, second point, here's how casuals lost. And then third point, here's how players of the game lost. Hey, people only got to point 1 though, but hey, at least I got my algorithm boost from idiots, so it's fine. I'm not salty at all, by the way. I'm a little salty. Card Divination though, I don't know. I think that obviously I know why this card's $50, but I feel like if this card was the card that got printed in Power or in the tins, I think that we would have had our chase card. Like, I could have saw this card at $25, $30, right? Something along those lines. We would have had a proper chase card in the tins. And my point 2 wouldn't have been as relevant. We'd also have Perlino. Maybe that would hold $8 to $9. And, maybe we had a few other cool cards. And then I would have looked at tins and been like, well, it doesn't have the chase cards that we really exactly want besides Kurakara, but at least there's a chance to make your tin back. And a lot of these cards are $10. So it's a lot of $10 hits, all that. Right? Tin would have been in a better position. But so I think the tins are going to hopefully age better depending on the ban list we get. Starlights are about 200 though, 230. Not bad. Would I go grab these? I mean, they were always at least about 120 to 150, so it's not too much more for a first edition, you know. 70, $80 here. If you got these when I told you guys, good job. They're worth more now, but we know how Konami likes to treat Starlights, so yeah, I guess get it to your own discretion. With that being said, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and let me know what cards I'm going over in the next Market Watch with my live stream tomorrow. Deck profile coming up, hopefully Wednesday, possibly Thursday, depends on how I feel. Just had a lot of videos I wanted to pump out last week, so I didn't get to it, but I got a little more time to play test, luckily, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.